Hi, and welcome to Physics 220 Summer 2019. This is just a short video going over the syllabus and the places where you could find different content for the class. So if you're listening to this video, you've obviously gone to the Blackboard page and you clicked Learning Materials and Start Here folder, and you're watching this video. So when you do go to Blackboard, it'll look something like the screen that you see. It says courses unavailable to students. That's because I recorded this before it was available, so that won't be there. And you would have seen this first announcement too about checking out the Start Here folder. Okay, so let me show you a few things about the class. Announcements are here. Start Here, that's where the syllabus is located. Learning materials, that's where you'll find the labs, lecture videos, practice exams. So let me actually click here, learning materials. So Start Here, you're already familiar with that. Week 1, so when you click the Week 1 folder, there's 6 weeks of class. Click the Week 1 folder and you'll see the labs that we're doing the first week. So we will be doing a lab on Monday, so make sure that you're there for that. Now the lectures, you'll see a bunch of different videos here. Motion along a straight line, motion with constant acceleration, free fall. These are all made from the author of the book, actually. Some of the videos are him just talking about a topic. Others are him, his actual class. So, make sure you check out this along with reading the material from the e-text. Okay, go back. Labs, you don't have to buy a lab book or anything like that. Here's a folder called Additional Lab Information. This talks about error analysis using Excel, things like that. We'll talk about that when we actually do labs. Monday we will be doing one-dimensional motion called Activity A, and then on Wednesday we'll be doing projectile motion. So if you can, print this out before you come to class. If not, we do have some printers there. It just takes a little bit of time if everybody has to print. Okay. Also, we have practice exams. They're not here in Week 1 folder yet because the first test is not till Week 2. But here's some homework help videos, homework hints. Homework 1 hints is actually embedded right here. Homework 2 is a YouTube link. So when you're working on homework 1, you get stuck, you can check out the homework hints. And I have hints for all the different homeworks. Okay, so maybe we can take a look at the syllabus then. And then I'll tell you where the book is located, everything like that. So when you click the Start Here syllabus, the syllabus pops up, and it looks something like that. So my name is Dr. Glenn Bricker. Here's my email address. That's the best way of getting in contact with me. Now the lab is either in Schwarz 212 or 220. 212 is the computer-based lab. 220 is the more hands-on lab. And we do meet Monday and Wednesday from 3 to 5:50. Now lecture, there's no set time where you have to go to lecture. Make sure you keep up with the readings according to the schedule, and then check out the videos that go along with the different chapters. So the lecture part, again, no face-to-face meeting with that, no online meeting with that. It's just, read the chapters, look at the videos associated with it. Now the labs, we do meet in person. Now the labs time is not restricted to just talking about lab. If you have any questions about material from the class, we could also talk about that during the lab. So this course is algebra-based mechanics, heat, sound, for science students not specializing in physics, chemistry, or engineering. Prerequisites, you can take a look through here. Basically algebra-based, so these are algebra-level math classes. Learning outcomes, these are the things that hopefully after going through the class you'll be more competent in. Improve knowledge of the content area here of force, motion, energy, momentum, fluids, oscillations, waves, thermodynamics. That's what we'll cover in 6 weeks. So usually it's in 16 weeks. This is in 6 weeks, so it's really a sprint. 1 day is like 2.7 days. So, start strong and work hard for 6 weeks in a row. There's no taking a break at all in this Maymester. Number 2 here, improved reasoning abilities through written and verbal explanations. And this will mostly be about tests. We don't really have presentations other than lab reports. And on some homework assignments, you have to explain. Okay, good. So that'll make more sense once you actually see when we go through the class. Number 3, ability to make predictions of experimental outcomes. So this is definitely a lab. intensive course. So that'll come out in lab. Systematically plan and carry out simple physics experiments. Now this is both in lab and doing some homework problems. And for tests too, it helps to, when you're doing problems, organize your thoughts. So I think that will be part of the class that you'll get a lot out of, this sort of quantitative reasoning part. Okay, so that'll make more sense also as we go through the class. And number 5, ability to transfer the use of physics to other contexts like biology and engineering. So physics and engineering really go closely together, but you're going to be surprised to see how much biology and chemistry are involved with physics too. So if you're majoring in chemistry or biology and you're thinking, why do I need to take physics? You'll see why. Now the required course materials are this here. College Physics with Modified Mastering 4th edition. It's the e-text. So you don't have to buy a hardcover book. You have to buy the e-text though with the homework code. Here's the code number, and I'll show you the least expensive place to buy it. Now this is good for Physics 220 and also for Physics 221. It's a little over $100, but it's good for both classes. So if you do have to take Physics 221 at some point in the next 12 months, the code is actually good for that as well. Okay, so I know there's other places of buying this, you know, online and things like that through Amazon, but I think the cheapest place is getting it directly through Pearson, and in a few minutes I'll show you how to do that. If you've already bought the code somewhere else, don't open it up yet until we have the first meeting on Monday. Homework does consist of these Mastering Physics online problem sets, and you've got to purchase this Modified Mastering e-text with homework code to be able to access the homework. Okay, good. Lab, we do work in groups of 2 to 4 students. Labs are based on the quality of written lab work. Almost all the labs, you do a lab report. Just a couple of them, you may not have a formal report. Okay, we'll discuss during the first lab what the actual experiment should be, what the report should look like, and how it will be graded. Okay, one big thing here is you have to pass the lab to pass the class. So you have to pass with a score of 60% or greater. If you get an A in everything else, but you only have a 50% in lab, you fail the entire class. The easiest way to fail the entire class, though, is not to come to lab at all. So lab really reinforces what we do in class, and usually students say that's their best part of class that they liked was coming to the lab. So hopefully you'll find that to be true as well. So attendance at all classes is expected and is a P&W policy. So I don't take attendance per se in lab. You don't get any points for coming to lab, but if you do not come, you will not get any points, and you will that's the easiest way to fail the class. So make sure that you show up at the labs. Now if you have to miss one for some reason, you know, let me know, and I do drop the lowest lab score. So there's 10 labs, I believe. Drop the lowest one. So if you have to miss it for some reason, perhaps that could be the lowest one. Okay. If something happens, you know, just let me know. Keep me in the loop. Here's my email address right here. Here's my phone number as well, but the easiest way to get in contact with me is through email. Okay, good. Here's how the points break down. Homework is 20%. Labs are 20%. So 40% right off the bat you can control. There's no reason you can't get 100% on the homework and get a really good lab score as long as you put in the work. And then we have 3 exams through the summer, really in week 2, week 4, and week 6. Each of those are worth 20% overall for 100%. I do utilize the plus-minus system, pretty standard here. To get an A, it's 93%. Some people have an A being 94%, but I go with 93, etc. right on down the line. Now, if a whole bunch of people get 89%, maybe I would make that an A-. So this is as rigorous as it's going to be. It could be just a little bit less rigorous than this, depending on how all the grades fall. Okay, good. Missed test. If you miss a test, notify me beforehand. Don't tell me 2 weeks later you missed a test. There's nothing we can do about it at that point. But I know things happen. Maybe your car breaks down that morning, whatever, something happens. Just let me know and we can schedule a retake. Maybe from the schedule you already know you're going to miss a test. So let me know and we can work around that as well. So you will need a calculator. It doesn't have to be a really fancy calculator. Scientific, graphing calculator is fine. Maybe you already have one for math class. Cell phones, though, you cannot use during tests. You've got to put them away, put them in your bag. Now here's a few things to read through. Students with disabilities, if you need any accommodations, please right away contact the appropriate person. So in Westville, go to Tech 101. There's some email addresses and phone numbers. So do that right away. Student mental health and well-being, there's some resources available to you there as well. So make sure you read through this student mental health and well-being section, appropriate people to contact, things like that. Okay, and then the contact information is all given there. You can read through the non-discrimination policy as well, appropriate phone numbers and contact information there. Emergency preparedness, you can take a look through that as well. And I'm not sure that we'll have any sort of drills during the summer, but we may, we'll see. Here's the schedule, and it is 6 weeks, so I broke this down by week. So May 13th through 19th, this is Monday through Sunday. The class moves really quickly, so 1 week is like almost 3 weeks. So here's the topics: Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. Bonus homework due Wednesday, May 15th. I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. First homework is due on Thursday. Second homework is due on Sunday. That's typically when they'll be due. Monday we'll do Activity A. Wednesday, projectile motion as far as the labs go. Okay, week 2, we have an exam, and the exam will be in lab on Wednesday, so you have to come in for that. That's all we'll do on this Wednesday. So that's the, I guess that would be the 22nd or something like that. Okay, Monday we'll do this lab. Wednesday we will have the test, and I will have a practice test up for you. We'll talk about that more when we meet on Monday. Okay, so the first 2 weeks, everything's spelled out here. I guess I would think about this in 2-week sections because that's when tests are. So get off to a good start. Really, it's the first 5 chapters that will be on the first exam. And then week 3, there's actually no lab on Monday because it's a holiday. But this goes from the end of May to the beginning of June. We skip around just a little bit here. We go to Chapter 9 and Chapter 10, and then we go back to Chapter 6. So this is on momentum, energy and work, circular motion. Here's the homeworks. Homework 5 due May 30th. Homework 6 due June 2nd. So all the dates are there. And again, I'll show you where all this information is located in just a minute. Okay, so this is the 4th week. That's where the second test comes into play. That's on Wednesday in lab. So the only thing we'll do that day is take the test. Okay, so excellent. Homework 7, homework 8, you see when they're due. We go back and do Chapter 7 and Chapter 8. So we skip around a little. We go from 1 to 5, and then 9, 10, and then go back and do 6, 7, 8. And then the last couple of weeks, we skip around a little bit again. So June 10th to June 16th, simple harmonic motion. That's what SHM stands for. So that's Chapter 14. We do standing waves, and then we do fluids. Okay, and then here's when the homework is due. Homework 9 due on Thursday. These are the labs that will go along with the material. Final week, 17th through the 23rd. The third exam is June 19th, which is on that Wednesday. Homework 10 is also due on the 19th. And the final week will cover thermodynamics, which is Chapters 11 and 12. Okay, so that's the schedule. Now, this is the way that I would recommend getting the homework code. This is a Pearson product, so get started with Pearson MyLab Mastering. This is actually called Mastering Physics. You need to have 2 things: an email address, which I know that you do. If you're registered at P&W, you have an email address, access code or credit card. Now, if you don't have the money to pay for this right away, you actually can get a 2-week grace period. So do not wait to get in and register for this and get the book and everything. It's you get a 2-week grace period. Okay, so as it says here, log into your campus's Blackboard, and I'll show you where the link is, and you hit the Mastering Physics link and go through here. Now, this gives you a chance to actually buy the code. Maybe you already have the code and you're happy using that. That's fine. But you sign in with your Pearson account. So if you have anything like Math Excel, Mastering Chemistry, you already have a Pearson account. If not, you'll have to create a Pearson account. And then once you do that, that's when you're prompted to enter your access code. And if you don't have an access code, at this point you could purchase it directly through Pearson. And I've found that that's the least expensive way to go, getting it directly from Pearson. Now, if you don't have the money, as I said, you will get a 14-day grace period. So you can get in right away and get started with this. Now, if you have any problems at all, visit this technical support, put a help ticket in, and they're pretty good about getting back to you. Just don't wait days and days to do this. Do it right away. Hopefully, mastering physics will be something that you like and is helpful. I don't want it to be something that you spend hours and hours just trying to register. So if you have any problems, put in the help ticket, contact me. I'll work with you to get it going. Usually it's pretty seamless. Okay, so where do you find this mastering link? Let me go back to the class here and go home. So it looks something like this. Now you see mastering homework here. You have to register for the homework through Blackboard. Don't go to like masteringphysics.com and try to do it that way. It will not work. You have to go through Blackboard. There's no way around that. Go into Blackboard. Here's mastering homework. Click this link. Now I've already done it, so yours is not going to look like this. I've already gone through here and registered. Now at this point, they'll ask you for your Pearson account. Then they'll ask you, do you have an access code? Do you want to buy the e-text and homework? That sort of thing. Okay, but I've already done that, so it's not going to look the same here. Okay, and this is where the e-text is located. As you can see here, Pearson e-text. This is where the homework is located. So let me just go to the course home. And again, yours won't look exactly like this because you're not teaching the class. I am, but it'll look somewhat similar. Okay, good. So this is where the e-text is located. Let me show you what that looks like. Access Pearson e-text. So again, read through the chapters. It's really a pretty good setup. Show you what it looks like as it loads. Contents. Let me just start with chapter 1. First look. So, read through the chapters and also look at those videos I put up. Now, some of those are actually embedded right here in the e-text. So I sort of just put those lecture videos up. If you're in a hurry, you don't want to go through the e-text, you could take a look at those. But on the other hand, if you just want to use the e-text, that's fine. You can read along. Here's the author of the book. This is Brian Knight, I believe. Brian Jones. And it's pretty good, actually. Again, if you don't have time to read all through the whole book, check out this video. It's like 6 minutes long. And, you can go through the first section, types of motion, go through the whole thing. Different videos are embedded here. You can take a look at them. Hit this, go to the next section, etc. Okay, and here's another little video you can watch, located right there for you. Okay, so mastering physics, that's where the e-text is located. Let me close the e-text out. That's one thing that you have here. Now you also have something called the study area. So in the study area, there's different videos that help you. Pre-lecture videos, video tutor solutions, class videos, a whole bunch of different videos here that meant to augment your experience in the class. And it's a 6-week class. I don't know how much time you'll have to check all these things out, but they are here for you, and they're actually pretty good. Pre-lecture videos, Chapter 1, Introduction, that's the one we just started watching. Putting numbers on nature, etc., all the way through here. So again, if you're pressed for time and you don't have time to read the entire chapter, at least check out these videos and then go back and hopefully you'll have some time to read the chapters later. Okay, so that's just one thing. Pre-lecture videos. End of class video tutor solutions. This is the author of the book actually working out some different problems from different chapters. So that's available to you as well. Several other videos, class videos. Now, if you're going to take the MCAT at any time, you can check out these practice MCAT quizzes, different categories, and just know that that's there for you. When you buy the code, you buy access to all this information, so you paid for it. If you get a chance, take a look at it. Okay, so the mastering homework, again, that's where the e-text is located. Here's the study area. You don't have access to all of these things, but some of them you do. So this is again where the homework is located. So let me go to calendar view. So here's the introduction, and the introduction is just for bonus points. So check it out right away. It's really not physics related per se. It's how does mastering physics work? I think there's 10 questions, and you can get 5 bonus points, something like that. The first actual homework is due on Thursday, May 16th, and it looks something like this. Student view. These are from really the back of chapter 1. First homework is a little long because it's over a couple chapters. So the first problem will look like something like this. Okay. Kiara starts at 22 meters, moves along the coordinate axis. She undergoes a displacement of -49. What is her final position? So then you enter the final position here. Now, if you get it wrong, it'll just tell you it's wrong. I've set it up for unlimited chances. So you could try this, putting this number in 1,000,000 times if you wanted to. I mean, I don't recommend doing that. But there's no, like, try it 6 times and then you can't do it anymore. Unlimited chances. So, don't spend 2 hours on one problem. If you don't get this one right, let me know and we can work on it. Now, don't hit request answer. That's like waving the white flag and giving up. If you hit request answer, it'll tell you the answer, but now you have no chance to get it right. So don't do that. Okay, and then you can go on to the next one, etc. Okay, so again, if you don't get the answer right, it'll just tell you it's wrong and you have more chances to get it right. Okay, now if it's multiple choice, it doesn't work that way. If there's 3 multiple choice answers and you miss it the first time, now the most you can get is 50%, that sort of thing. So what I just said about unlimited chances, that's not for multiple choice. That's just for the ones where you supply the answer. Okay, good. So for the mastering, again, that's where the e-text is. The study area, if you want to check that out, and probably the biggest thing that you'll use is the homework part. Okay, and it's all laid out here for you, different due dates and things like that. Okay, let me go back to the class here. All right, excellent. So, Blackboard is where you'll get everything. You'll see announcements for me. The syllabus is there. Learning materials broken down by week. Check that out. My grades, that's where all your grades will be located. And mastering homework, that's where you'll get the e-text and the study area if you want to check out that, and also the homework. Okay, so we will meet on Monday. We'll go over this briefly again. Get off to a good start. If you're watching this video, you can go ahead and register for Mastering Physics right away and get off to a few days extra time before we actually start class Monday. Okay, see you Monday.